Hey guys, what's happening? This your boy Gabe. I'm glad that y'all could join me today. Y'all, one of the most asked questions that I generally get is why do I still play DC Universe online? When friends see me play this game, they get so aggravated and upset. But today we're going to talk about why I play this game still to this day. Now, I am not active by any means. I'm not current in CR. I have not really touched this DLC at all. I might have logged in for a total of 20 minutes in the last, I want to say, 6 months. But something about this game stops me from ever really uninstalling this from my system. So today we're going to talk about my leagues. And hopefully that gives y'all some insight on why I still play DC Universe to this day. So, full disclaimer, I want to say that this is no order. This is not a knock to any of these leagues individually. Each of these leagues meant something different to me, and each of them have some type of importance to me. So let's start off with my number 8 league, which would be VS. Now this is where already it comes into play that this is not a list of best to worst, because skill wise this is probably the best league in the entire game that I've ever played with. Victoria's Secret is comprised of Purple Ace, Arctic Chaos, Grim Kitty, players of that like Bounty Hunter. These guys were flat out good. Anybody that was to knock these players simply just don't know the history of this game. These guys was good. Um, that's really all I can say for them. They was not my cup of tea personality wise, meaning as good as they was quiet, they was meek. You know, they was just skilled. They played the game and that was it. Not everybody in the league was like that. I'm gonna be real. We're gonna touch base on one particular person later on in this video. But shout out to you guys. You guys was phenomenal. You know, Snap, Crackle, and Pop. All of those guys. Y'all guys was good. You know, Victoria's Secret. Shout out to y'all. If we was to do this based on skill alone, y'all would probably be like one or two. Let's leave it at that. Next up, the replacements. Man, I can't say enough for you guys. Y'all invited me to y'all league as one of my first um opportunities to come on the hero side, and I never was leagueless thanks to y'all. Players such as Beastie Morph. You got people like ECAT. um, that's a funny one for each of y'all. ECAT still plays this game to this day. Shout out to him. You know, props to him. No have nothing negative to say about ECAT. Always was cool, mellow, great healing combo with Beastie Morph. Revamp. You know, Ice Knight, y'all guys was a staple in this PvP community, and thank y'all for giving me an opportunity to even come in y'all league. So I might have spent maybe a month in the replacements, and when I say they was phenomenal, they was truly phenomenal. So next up, we have a league by the name of Exclusive. Exclusive was my first opportunity to play with some really, really good players, and I think this dates back to 2012, I want to say, where I had an opportunity to play with these guys. And when I tell you they were solid and good people, nothing negative to say about that group. That group was great. And shout out to Decap, Eminence. You guys, if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't know half the stuff that I knew in this game. So now this gets off into kind of the real history of me with this game, and that jumps back to me being privileged enough to never had a period where I never played with good players. So that comes from you guys. You know, y'all taught me how to be good at this game and how to translate that to other players. So shout out to Eminence, Minor, who was in that league, Decap, Queen, Slumlord, who people would know as many different names. But that league ended up ending because of the original money glitch. And I remember somebody approaching me and was like, "Yeah, I'll buy your first focus element." And this was when focus elements and all of that exobits and stuff first came into the game. They're like, "Yeah, we'll give you 1 billion for it." I'm like, "Wait, what?" Yeah, at this time, I won't make this clear. We were struggling in this game. I remember we was doing raids and you'd have to ask each other for money. Hey, look, bro, you got X and X so I could, build, so I could repair my gear. Y'all, it was a struggle back then. Like money was not plentiful. You know, you saved up for everything you had in this game. So for somebody to be like, "I'll give you a bill for a focus element," you knew something was up. So that's how the money got crazy, by the way, on the PS side. That original glitch. Anyway, a bunch of players was banned. We later on left, and we were incorporated in a league called One Piece. We're gonna come to that one later. But again, thank y'all so much. Y'all were fantastic. I appreciate y'all. That was my fifth on my list. Whatever, sixth on my list. Fifth on my list would have to be Get Fisted. Get Fisted was my first opportunity to join a PvP league. Again, I learned how to play the game in exclusive. I'll put it like that. But when it comes to PvPing, I learned how to PvP with Get Fisted. So it's funny because I was in a PvP match. I've always been pretty solid. But Purple Ace seen me and he was like, this dude kind of nice. You have potential to be good in PvP. I was rough, but I knew how to play the game. So he took me in this brand new league that I created called Get Fisted, one of our core members. And it was good. When I said these players were solid, oozing potential, you had players like Cold Shadow, you had people like Snap, Crackle, and Pop and Purple who were core heroes go to the villain side to start this league to create more competition. Back then we didn't have queues, we didn't have scrimmages. That was the biggest thing that people had advocated about. We were struggling. We used to have to go into matches and sync them together and do countdowns like on a count of three. Let's press the Q button and hopefully we'll get into the match with each other. When I tell you those players was ahead of their time because we created PvP in a sense of we had to do things to force PvP and make a community. Let's say that. So, shout out to Get Fisted. I appreciate y'all. That league did not last long because of personalities. Some of those heroes felt like, some stuff that we was doing didn't coincide with how they wanted. Basically, we beat them in a PvP match and they was pissed off at it. Said we cheated, used pets and all sorts of stuff. It was like, okay, cool. We're supposed to be in the same league. Why are you mad? Because we want a match that y'all didn't feel like we should have. So again, a person I did name was Reptodex. That would later become one of my boys. One of my homies. That dude was cool as hell to this day. That's all I can say on that stuff. Next up, number 4 on my list, I would have to give that honor to Special Edition. So when Get Fisted did not work, one of my boys by the name of Eminence, who had later went to One Piece, we had broke off for a short amount of time and we created Special Edition, which was originally Miner, me, Slumlord, and Eminence. That branched out and we added some more people. Symbiote, I think his name was. We used to just call him Sim. Envious, Cappuccino, OG Killer, Alcatraz. We put differences aside and everybody joined up and created one hell of a league. That league was phenomenal in every aspect. We had some great matches with a lot of PvP leagues, including One Piece. It was a breath of fresh air because at one time, all of the best players was simply in one league possible. And you can't have a thriving community when all of the best players on the game are just in one league. So branching out, creating our own thing was a really, really cool experience. That league lasted for a while and it ended up disbanding. Sadly, it didn't last long. It lasted probably for the total of maybe 4 or 5 months. And again, egos and stuff destroyed what could have been probably one of the best leagues that I've ever got to play with. People don't realize that, in my honest opinion, Miner is probably the best healer in DC Universe Online. Anybody could succeed with him. But when you paired somebody like Alcatraz, who was a phenomenal, most people know Alcatraz as a ice player. Funny tidbit, Alcatraz was no longer a ice tank or ice player, period, because me and him had a duel. At this time I was Gadgets and he was Ice. We was both two of the strongest power sets on the game, by the way. I want to keep that in mind. But the loser was to switch powers. And I beat him. So the loss he turned into I think he went electric healer. But it took him to another level. I mean, Alcatraz became a premier healer in PvP, and with him and Miner on a team, you got two of the best healers that I've possibly ever seen on this game. So, next up. So, now that we got that out the way, what would happen next? So, at this time, I would then join my third favorite league, and words cannot express how much I respect this league, and that would be Meta Justice. Meta Justice would be comprised of Rooted, Blue, Kryptonite, um, players like Super Patriot, who I respect to this day. One of my closer homies that I have on here, a dude that probably meant more to DC's community than most players combined. This dude loved this game. I mean, generally, he just loved this game, and I feel like, honestly, y'all, like growth as a person, I let them guys down because if y'all knew the history with the beef that a league that I would talk about later had with Super Patriots League, you would be like, how in the hell you joined? It was a testament to Super Patriot. So SP brought me in. My goal was to, at the time, come in and help teach his league, some guys that never did PvP before, how to play this game to a different level, and I failed them. I had a very toxic attitude at a period of time that was unbecoming of the player that I wanted to be later on, and I let him down. Like, but I do consider that league family. I made some bonds with people that I still play games to this day. You know, later on you have players like Crappy Heels and Keebler Elf and stuff like that. Um, Still, I could hop on and talk to Blue, and you know, I still to this day will talk to Super Patriot. You know, when he's around and stuff like that. Those dudes hold very great memories to me. Great dude, fantastic league, very high on my list. That would be number three. So my number two league is going to hold some people, some people to a surprise. Most people know I'm One Piece tried and true, but guess what? They would be my number two league, not my number one. So my number two league would be One Piece, and I owe so much to that league because they taught me how to take what I knew and bring it to another level. It is 100% true that steel sharpens steel, you know, iron sharpens iron. However you want to say it, this league meant a lot to me. There were fantastic players. Everybody had their own personalities. Um, some of these people I consider family to this day, like again, Eminence, Slumlord, you know, I am Sam, who, in my honest opinion, is the most skilled gamer I've ever met. Period. And you see how I said not DC player, but skilled gamer. That's my boy to this day. You know, we in the Discord chat and we chop it up, and he'll hit me up, and I'll hit him up. He'll, you know, we'll talk about different games we gonna play. Like, bro, that's gonna be my fucking boys. 20 years down the line, we gonna be fucking gaming still. You know, that's my dudes. Um, they got some of them I play fucking 2K with. You know, we brand like people talk a lot of shit about DC, but I love DC because the memories that I created. You know, we gonna touch base on a lot of that stuff later on, but you know, in One Piece I would meet Radio, and I'd meet Ellie. You know, I'd meet, you know, so I'd get closer to people like mine and Eminence. That's when we'd really become, you know, close. And I can't, I honestly can't speak enough on how high I have One Piece. A lot of people have negative reactions, but One Piece was the premier villain league. I'd walk around the Hall of Doom and people would ask me, how can you get in? Like, what do we need to do? And stuff like that. It was the Premier League. Everybody wanted to join it. Um, Comes with that comes with some negative stuff because that was by far the most toxic league I've ever played in. Now we had a good toxic in my number one league, but One Piece was toxic as hell, and it's at times where I'd have to separate myself. And then again, tribute to them, they'd always invite me right fucking back, but I had to take breaks. You know, a lot of stuff that didn't coincide with what I wanted to do or who I wanted to be or what I wanted to tolerate would occur in One Piece. You know, I've never been fake. People tell you, anybody that knew me will know this dude is real. This dude's authentic. A lot of fuck shit would happen and go on, you know, and that comes from people dick riding, you know, people wanting, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, a lot of great people that I met in that league. I did originally meet Brittany in that league. I'd had battles with Brittany in another league that she was in early in DC. I'm talking like 2011 in PvP, but she would call, you know, One Piece her hero. I mean her home on the villain side. So that's where you got that stuff from. My number one league. What could this possibly be? None other than 357. Y'all, I wish I had a time machine and I could go back to 2011 right now because that league would become my brothers. And you would have Slickback, Darkside, you know, Coat Hanger Strangler, so many different names, Trumps, who would be my protege at one point. who would outpace me and become a better ice player than I ever was. I have no problems admitting that y'all potent and envious and Strapnel Princess, the inventor of the slap, Shell Shooter, JT. These people would shape who I'd become in this game. And to this day, I consider them my friends. I consider them my family. You couldn't become no closer than people that you'll meet in real life. As I have their phone numbers. You know what I mean? I have their phone numbers, bro. If any of them be like, come on, y'all, let's go have a drink, let's go meet up someplace. It's not even a debate. That's the kind of bonds that you build with some people while playing this game. And they do got some honorable mentions, like Furious J from Not Even Good and E from Exclusive. That was my boys, man. Like, still to this day, bro, we might link up once a year on some random chat and be like, man, what's up, man? How y'all making out? Like, shit like that. Jay'll hit me up once every few months and he'll be like, DPS, you playing X and X, Fetty and stuff like that. But these is people that for for over a decade I've played other games with. I mean, Furious J and Confetti, Vicious, who some people call him, left and stopped playing DC, and we started. They joined a 2K online league and took that shit clean over. Like, these guys were that good. Like, it's amazing that you play some of these games with people, and you think, damn, they good on DC. Well, shit, they just good on DC. No, these motherfuckers is professional gamers. Like I said, these dudes ball out on any single game that they possibly played. And I know there are a lot of names that I probably missed. Dark Rain, people like this, Black Rain, players that I played over the years that truly did leave a tremendous mark on me. And I'll never forget you guys. So y'all ask why I played DC for the last close to 20 minutes. I basically been running around doing absolutely nothing. And guess what? I'm probably gonna be doing that for the next 10 years because DC holds a certain place in my heart that probably will never be replaced. And I'm sad to this day that this game did not meet the full potential that it possibly could have had. So if I left an impact on y'all, let me know. If I was horrible to y'all, also let me know. We all trying to grow. We all trying to get better. But I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate y'all for rocking with me for the last decade. This your boy DPS, and until the next video, I'm out.